You do not need more discipline. You need a way to see where you are failing. That key in the thumbnail? Every night, he marked his failures next to it in a book small enough to carry in his pocket. Franklin kept a journal everywhere he went. Not for appointments. Not for ideas. For black spots. He had 13 virtues he wanted to master. Temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, humility. Each night, he sat down with a red-inked page divided into 7 columns, one for each day of the week, 13 rows, one for each virtue. Wherever he had failed that day, he drew a black spot. Not a note, not a reflection, not a journal entry about how he felt, just a spot. You have 13 things you want to be better at right now. You know exactly what they are. You have never built a system to track any of them. You have never once written down where you failed. Look at your own life right now. Not the wins, the places where you folded, the conversation you avoided, the work you postponed, the meal you justified, the hour you traded for nothing and called it rest. You feel those failures. You carry them. But you have never written a single one down. You did. Every night. For 50 years. You think discipline is about willpower, about grinding harder, about waking up earlier and trying more. Franklin tried that first. It did not hold. Willpower cannot sustain against a habit you refuse to examine. So he stopped trying to force perfection and started tracking exactly where he was breaking. Here is what no one tells you about the man on the $100 bill. He failed every single day, at multiple virtues, in multiple ways. He just kept receipts. You do not. You think shame protects you. You think if you feel bad enough about a failure, you will not repeat it. That is not how shame works. Shame makes you hide. Hiding makes you repeat. The loop closes. You stay inside it. You have been inside it for years. Franklin never let it in. The black spot was not shame. It was data. You are collecting data every day anyway. Your body is running the ledger whether you look at it or not. You just refuse to open the book. Here is the wound you are not naming. You avoid looking at your failures because you think seeing them makes them real. You already know they are real. The black spot exists whether you draw it or not. You carry the evidence in your body every day. Your nervous system knows exactly where you failed. Your sleep knows. Your relationships know. The only person pretending not to know is you. Franklin understood something you do not. The spot was never the punishment. The spot was the permission. Permission to see it. Permission to measure it. Permission to watch it shrink over time. Here is what shame cost Franklin. Nothing. Because he never let it in. Stop waiting for the failure to feel less humiliating before you write it down. It will never feel less humiliating. That is the trap. The humiliation is not reduced by time. It is reduced by exposure. Every failure you write down loses power. Every failure you hide gains it. He marked his failures in ink. You cannot even say yours out loud. That is the gap between you and the man on the $100 bill. Not talent, not opportunity, not intelligence. A pen and the willingness to use it. You are the opposite. You fail once and stop counting. You tell yourself the whole day is ruined. You eat the second cookie because you already ate the first. You stay late at work because you already missed the morning. You check your phone for 20 minutes because you already lost 10. You abandon the system the moment the system shows you something you do not want to see. One spot does not ruin the page. One failure does not ruin the day. You have done this before. You have failed at something, told yourself you would do better tomorrow, and then tomorrow arrived and you failed again. Same loop. Same silence. Same spot you refused to draw. Franklin's system had one rule that separated it from everything you have tried before. He did not skip a virtue because he had failed it badly that day. He marked it. He moved on. The failure was recorded and the next day began clean. You have been treating your failures as verdicts. Franklin treated his as data points. That is the only difference. Not character, not willpower, not circumstances. The decision to mark it and continue. He had 13 virtues. He failed most of them most days. His own journal, the one he kept for 50 years, is full of black spots. Week after week, month after month. Humility was the virtue he struggled with longest. He wrote that he could never quite master it. He kept tracking anyway. Here is the shift you have to make. The goal was never a clean page. The goal was a page that told the truth. You have been trying to keep your failures invisible. Invisible failures do not disappear. They grow roots. They become patterns. They become identities. You stop saying you failed at that thing and start believing you are someone who fails at that thing. The failure stops being an event and starts being a characteristic. Franklin never let the spot become an identity. It happened today. Tomorrow was a new column. You are not your failures. You are the person who marks them. There is a version of you that looks at the ledger every night and sees exactly what needs correcting. That version does not feel shame when the page fills up. That version understands that a page full of spots is not evidence of weakness. It is evidence of honesty. And honesty is the only thing that makes change possible. The man who tracked his failures for 50 years did not become perfect. He became self-aware. Those are not the same thing. Perfection was never available. Self-awareness always was. You are still waiting for the clean week to start tracking. The clean month. The clean version of yourself that feels ready. The version that wakes up early and eats well and checks email only twice and goes to bed on time. That version is not coming first. You do not get the clean version before the honest one. You get the honest version and you build from there. Start with the page you have. Tonight. You do not need more discipline. You have tried willpower. It did not work. It never works alone. You need a mirror, a ledger, a place where the failure lives outside your body so you can look at it without flinching. Franklin carried that book for 50 years, not because he enjoyed seeing his flaws, because he knew what happens without it. Invisible failures that never stop repeating, patterns that never get named, identities built on things you never chose to examine. Tonight, before you sleep, take a piece of paper. Draw one line down the middle. On the left, write one thing you said you would do today. On the right, put a black spot if you did not do it. That is it. No reflection. No explanation. One spot. Do the same thing tomorrow. And the next day. Do not wait until you have missed 3 days in a row to stop. Miss a day. Mark it. Keep going. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to see what is broken. Those are not the same thing. Only one of them is actually possible. His page was never clean. Yours will not be either. Mark it anyway. Fail on paper. Fail on paper. Fail on paper.